All right, we've had a day or two to reflect since UFC 314. Ended up being an amazing card, and I want to just take some time here and do a little matchmaking Monday for who I want to see next for some of these fighters here. So, starting off in the Darren Elkins Julian Erosa fight. Darren Elkins obviously losing this fight. I really want to see him get a step down in competition, fighting less killers, give him somebody a little bit more to his stature, a little bit more of a legend fight, a little bit more easy. Give him someone that's gonna give him a little bit less damage for the time being. I don't have a good name for you right off the top of my head, but let's make this a little bit cleaner. Julian Erosa, however, obviously winner in this fight and showed a lot of improvement in his game. I'd really like to see him get into the top 15. Give him somebody like a Dan Ige, a Sean Woodson, etc. Obviously, they also fought on this card. I think right around that fringe top 15 into the top 15. That's what I want to see for Erosa. So if I could make a fight, I would give it to Dan Ige. I think that is a fun fight. I think it's striking heavy, not heavy grappling. I think it is an exciting fight. Depending, you could make it a fight of the night depending on how this goes. I don't know. I want to see that. Now, Jim Miller, Chase Hooper. Jim Miller, I put in the same category as Darren Elkins right now. Give him a legend fight. Give him somebody a little bit aging like himself. Give him somebody that's not going to cause earth-shattering damage. Give him the winnable fights. Jim Miller's a legend. I mean, he's fought on UFC 1, 2, and 300. We love Jim Miller. I don't think his movement in the division is as important as it once was. Let's give him some respectful fights. On the other hand, with Chase Hooper, exact opposite. The man is rising. He's improving with every fight. I do want to see him fighting right around that top 15 as well. Now, I put him in a similar boat to Julian Erosa. What I would like to see for Chase Hooper, honestly, is either a Bobby Green or a Drew Dober. The reason I say that is they're both competent on the ground. They're both better than Chase Hooper on the feet. And for him to win that, he'll need to show some improvement, probably more improvement than we saw in this Jim Miller fight. Both probably wouldn't get him in the top 15, but get him right outside of it. That's what I would like to see. Honestly, I'd like to see either. I don't even care which. Let's make one of those happen. That's the next step, in my opinion. As for Yan Xiaonan, again, amazing fighter. She, again, really good. With this loss, I think she needs to fight down the rankings. I think you should give her either Tatiana Suarez is a very smart fight, as they both recently fought for the title and need to fight down the rankings. Or I think you can pair her up against Jessica Andrade, or something that might be a little bit smarter for the UFC would be Mackenzie Dern. I say this because they want to push Dern. They want her close to a title shot. This would be Jan fighting down in the rankings a little bit. I think that's smart. That's fair. I wouldn't hate to see Mackenzie Dern. Going up next with Verna, I think that the only proper thing left for her is the title shot. I think that is the only thing we need to be seeing at this point, is her fighting for the title against Weili Zhang, or if Zhang moves up and relinquishes her title, put Verna against whoever's up next. It doesn't even matter. If Weili Zhang went up and vacated the division, I think this fight could have been for the vacant strawweight title. Again, talking about the Sean Woodson and Dan Ige fight, again, this one played out a little bit weird, and I don't think the victory and loss really play a big role in either's career at the moment and where they stand in the division. So Dan Ige, you can give him top 15, you can give him a little bit up the rankings, but truth be told, I don't know that it matters all too much in this sense. You can give him a Calvin Kattar, you can give him a Youssef Zalal. It doesn't quite matter. Again, you can have him even fight down a little bit if you felt weird about it. And definitely for Sean Woodson, I don't think he should get another crack at 15 after losing the top 15 just like this. Although I think he did very well in the fight. I think Sean Woodson should go down, and maybe like we were saying here, Julian Erosa might be a good next fight for him as well. Now moving on to the main card with Dominic Reyes. Reyes is hot or cold, right? This was a hot night for him. I'd like to see him fight Volk Oezdemir next. They fought years ago, close decision, a little controversial of a decision that he won. Rankings about make sense. Give him Volk Oezdemir. Let that one settle the score here. Now with Bryce and Gene Silva, wild, awesome fight. Bryce has got to fight down. That one's clear. Pretty much anyone below him, I think, is going to be just fine. Again, a Dan Ige, Calvin Kattar, Julian Erosa. Give him any of them. Anything that makes sense, anything that's fun. Obviously, the downsides for him, he did fight down in this event and lost emphatically. So I get it. Gene Silva, however, up the rankings. Give him top 10. No need for another 15. Give him Josh Emmett. Give him Aljamain Sterling. Give him Lerone Murphy. All of them are great. I don't know what I'd love to see. Actually, I do have one that I think would be good. I think Patricio Pitbull. That would be a good fight. That would be fun. I really like it. Obviously, it kind of depends on where they rank Patrici. I would like to see that fight. And speaking of which, Yair and Patricio Pitbull, we'll go right to it. Patrici lost this fight. Gene Silva, awesome fight. Awesome fight. I think that's great. We don't know where they're going to rank Patrici tomorrow. Have him fight Gene Silva. Love it. Exciting. Someone's going to sleep. Good to see it. Yair Rodriguez, however, I think this one, they wrote the storyline themselves at Fight Week. Yair, he's calling for the title shot in September. Volk is saying maybe not so much because he might be doing Mosvar and a little bit earlier. Yair and Diego Lopez got into it during Fight Week. That's the fight to make. You know, that's number 5 fighting number 3. Even if he drops a rank as a result to number 4, that's 4 and 5 fighting. Even if they switch them, 5 and 4. I think that's great. Have them fight Yair Rodriguez, get that out of the way. They've got beef to settle. They're both Mexican. Make it happen. Now, Chandler and Paddy. It's hard. Paddy Pimblett deserves at this point that next contender fight. He deserves number 1 contender. He called for Justin, Dustin, Oliveira. All of them are great. I think Arman Sarukian's great. And honestly, I think Ilya Topuria is great. I really, really do. You can't go wrong. Give him a number 1 contender. I know it depends on what they're doing for the title shot right now. I'd love to see him against any. I think Charles Oliveira is a really good bet because it makes sense. It's a fresh matchup, and if he beats Oliveira, he deserves the title and then some. So give it to him. Chandler, however, much harder spot after losing so many in a row. Maybe another rematch with Tracy Pitbull could be good. Why not? Obviously, it's different divisions. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but not a lot of Michael Chandler's career really does. So I'd like to see it. I don't know about you guys, but give Chandler him or give Chandler anyone that's an exciting fight. It's very clear he's not getting a title at any point soon. Doesn't have a whole lot left in his career. Give him fun fights. That's all I can ask for Chandler. Lastly, the main event with Volk and Diego Lopez. I've already said I think Diego Lopez should be fighting Patricio Pitbull or Yair Rodriguez, someone of that caliber. But, you know, he's a fun fighter. Give him Aljamain Sterling if you want. Give him Brian Ortega, he's already fought. And Arnold Allen. You can't go wrong. Diego Lopez is going to be fun no matter what. He's got to fight down the rankings. Give him someone. I think Yair is the only one that really makes sense, but we could see more. And then lastly, Volk. He's made it very clear he wants to defend against Movzar. I think that's brilliant, and I love to see something like that. You know, we've got a good champ back that wants to defend against number 1 contender. Let's keep that moving. I think that's the clear number 1 fight. Outside of that, just keep them rolling. Maybe Yair, maybe whoever makes the next run for the title. I'd like to see it. So that's what I got. Let me know if you feel differently.